Parents of Reddit, what are your I looked away for 1 second stories? My son was 3. We were leaving Target. He left my sight as I was adjusting my bags. Maybe 2 seconds stops. Poof, he was gone. I try to act cool, but my true crime podcast obsession got the best of me. The store locks down. We are all looking for him. People are checking cars outside. I'm calling my son's name louder than any intercom system. We were just about to call police. And then my toddler slides out of the cart area and acts like, "Sup?" He decided it would be a most excellent idea to shimmy underneath the carts and sit there as the world turns inside out searching for him. I hugged him and yelled at him for a good 10 minutes. Ugly sobbing. 100's grateful for my Target folks. We catered lunch for them as a huge thank you and sorry my kid is in a hole. I'm pretty sure I fit the bill for this one, but as a kid, not as the parent. My dad was watching myself and my 2 cousins play SNES down in our den, and got up to pee. Somehow in the 2 to 5 minutes he was gone. We'd gotten one of my cousins on the treadmill, and got it angled into a downhill descent. Pretty sure we're the reason treadmills no longer have these, and jerked the dial all the way to max speed. My dad came in just in time to watch my cousin and I launch our other cousin for feet through the air into the wall. No worries. Nothing broken, but trying to explain why my cousin had a big pump knot on her head got my dad in a lot of trouble. Our firstborn was about 18 months. Walking but not that agile. I was downstairs on the computer. Wife yelled down she was using the bathroom and for me to watch him. We misunderstood each other, so he was alone for about 3 minutes. She comes out asking where she is and he is nowhere to be found in the house. Thinking he's just hiding, we start a full search only to notice the back patio door is slightly open after a few minutes hunting. Growing concern at this point, but figuring he just snuck out back. A full search of the fenced, gated yard shows nothing. Now the heartbeat is going. Start running out and down the street. Find him 2 blocks down. He was heading to the park, which would have required crossing 2 roads, one of which was a busy one. Nice neighbors found him and were walking him home as they'd recognized us from previous walks. Years later, the little neighbor girl would remind us how he saved his life. Needless to say, child locks went on all the doors in the house after that. Went to the toilet, leaving the newborn asleep on a blanket on the floor on top of a large fluffy carpet. 3-year-old was watching TV nearby. Came back to find baby literally rolled up in carpet like a dead body. 3-year-old sitting on top, with a cushion under him too. Still don't know how he did it at all, let alone so quickly, and how the baby was totally chilled and unharmed. I was the kid in this scenario. I was about 4 years old and wanted a carrot to snack on. Mind you, the carrot absolutely had to be peeled, and no other way was acceptable to me, lol. My mom was exhausted and laying down on the couch but didn't mean to doze off, but hey, parenting is tiring and she did deserve that nap, lol. Instead of disturbing her, I decided to attempt to peel the carrot myself and slice TF out of my thumb and freaked out. I remember the blood vividly. Lol, she freaked out too but managed to stop the bleeding and doctored me up. Thinking I learned my lesson because I was presumably a smart kid, she laid back down after that incident. No, she should have known better. I proceeded to stick a pair of tweezers in the light socket of the kitchen while snacking on my carrot. Shocked myself good and blew the power out. I was making dinner for my twin 18mo when boy twin starts to fuss, so I carefully put the knife about a foot away from the edge of the counter. I intentionally put it away from the edge because my girl twin is not to be trusted. I go change my boy and turn around and my girl is casually holding my large, sharp chopping knife. I had to get it from her like a hostage negotiator so she wouldn't run away with it. I couldn't figure out how she got it, so I looked at the video, and as soon as my back was turned she was grabbing the cutting board to pull the knife closer and then immediately skipped over the carrots and peeler to grab the knife. I was clearly correct in not trusting that feral child. We moved into our new house on Halloween in 2001. Most of the heavy lifting was done, so the wife decided to begin unpacking the important stuff and I would take our 8-year-old daughter out trick-or-treating. We stepped outside and I realized I left my phone. Standing on the front porch, I tell her, "Don't move, I have to get my phone. I'll be right back." Do not move. Narrator, she moved. New neighborhood. Kids and parents everywhere. I'm running up and down the street frantically, and after about 15 minutes later I spot a family. Mom and Dad and a handful of regrets with mine in tow. They had a good laugh telling me they just turned around, and there she was, having appeared out of nowhere. Decided to stay close assuming some hysterical parent would eventually come running. Edited to thank the kind awarding folks. Not me but my wife. Our two younger kids are 14 months apart. When our daughter was around 3 and our son was 2, my wife went into the garage to grab a frozen pizza out of the deep freezer and one of the kids, not sure which one, shut the door and locked my wife in the garage. She was banging on the door and could hear the little boogers in there laughing at her. My wife was not amused. She got a flathead screwdriver from my toolbox and managed to unlock the door. This all took 15 minutes or so. When she got in the house, they were in their room watching cartoons and eating cookies they managed to steal. They would have left her out there all night. It's funny now 10 years later, but my wife was scared shitless. We have kept a spare key hidden in the garage ever since. So we took the kids 7, 3, 3 and 3 to a water park. One of us would stay in the kiddie area with 2 of the triplets, and the other parent would take one of the 3-year-olds and the 7-year-old on a ride. It was working pretty well. Note, the kiddie area was mostly contained, but there was no gate or anything. At one of the swaps, we blinked for a second and our adventurous 3-year-old was gone. Instant oh fuck panic. Get security there. Staff is looking. I'm running around looking. Anyway, we eventually found him. He had ridden a water slide with my wife earlier and decided that was fun. I'm gonna do it again. The 3-year-old had gone back to get in line for the water slide by himself, and they found him about to from the front of the line. I was making dinner for my twin 18-mo when boy twin starts to fuss, so I carefully put the knife about a foot away from the edge of the counter. I intentionally put it away from the edge because my girl twin is not to be trusted. I go change my boy and turn around and my girl is casually holding my large, sharp chopping knife. I had to get it from her like a hostage negotiator so she wouldn't run away with it. I couldn't figure out